projects completed just in time for the start of the school year. Chapel Hill ISD in Titus County has expanded its agricultural program. Tonight, KLTV7's Alex Weister gives us a tour of their brand new greenhouse.
Chapel Hill ISD in Mount Pleasant recently finished their greenhouse project. The school district, Future Farmers of America student organization, and the Chapel Hill Education Foundation all coming together to help bring the latest equipment to the school district.
We had an application come in one year for one of the smaller personal-sized greenhouses. Whenever that application came in, basically the Education Foundation, the committee, got together, looked at it, and decided that was their chance to really put a stamp on the school district and make an impact that they've been striving to do.
That impact came to fruition in a 30 by 50 foot greenhouse with automated ventilation and watering that they hope will mimic industry standards.
Being able to enable the teacher to provide hands-on examples, science opportunities, and then just, no telling where a young mind can take an opportunity to explore some of the detail in science and growth and production.
While many had to wait for the expansion of the Ag Department at Chapel Hill ISD, the implementation of these new resources into teachings will be immediate.
There are some courses that we are now going to be able to offer, such as there's a greenhouse management course that gives students the tools to actually run a greenhouse.
For those graduating this year, they will only get to use the new greenhouse for a short time, but can see the head start it will give incoming students.
I definitely think it would have helped me with more hands-on opportunities. I'm really going to miss the opportunity to work with the greenhouse as much as it's going to be in use, but I think it's a cool opportunity for next generations.
Alex Weister, KLTV 7 News.
Further expansions to the Ag Department will come later. A $9.3 million grant has allowed them to move ahead with 3 new projects, one of which is expanding the Ag Technology Building.